Hi there, it's Save with Crypto here. Well, I had a fantastic weekend. I didn't make a video on Sunday because I was driving home from Plymouth, and I'd had a fantastic time, and yeah, I was really happy. Got a new girlfriend, that's what it is. Anyway, so we started off Saturday night at this pub called The Bank in Plymouth. Okay, it's a really quite nice place actually, lovely old building, and it is an old bank. Yeah, it's actually an old Lloyd's bank, in fact, and yeah, it's this lovely clock tower outside. That's really nice. And it was funny because, like, as we walked out of there, like my girlfriend's son's girlfriend said, "Imagine that being a bank." And yeah, I was thinking, like, God, that's what the financial system is all about, isn't it? It's about these massive, great buildings like that. I mean, not so much now, I reckon, but there's still got to be a lot of, like, expense and stuff just to keep the financial system going. It was funny because I sort of explained my kind of passion for crypto because we'd been there, and I must admit everyone was fascinated, just like the concept of like scarcity and things like Bitcoin having a fixed supply. And yeah, it was interesting Saturday night, and then we went and watched the rugby. It was really good fun, actually. It's great. Lovely place. I love Plymouth. Now, as I mentioned on Saturday, I'm not in any trades at the moment. And the reason being is I don't really know which way Bitcoin's going to go. I do have my suspicions, though, but because this bit here, we were in like quite a shallow but nevertheless downtrending parallel channel. And we broke out of that around about February the 26th and went up really rapidly. Followed this sort of like trend line there for a little bit, and now I think we're in this descending channel here, which is good because they're bullish. They tend to break out to the upside, just like that one did there. The only thing is this orange line here. This is one of those support lines that Satoshi Stacker puts on his charts. Satoshi Stacker is another YouTuber. I really like his channel. He's great. But his support lines are really good. In fact, quite often I tend to put his lines on my charts. So for example, if we go back to here, which is like February, January, that sort of time, I'd drawn this rather rude sort of shape there, which is a bullish pattern, and it did indeed break out
exactly as predicted,
all the way to yeah, whatever it was, the all-time high, like 72% increase, right? So we've come back a bit since then. And bearing in mind what Bitcoin does, I think it's quite possible, but not definite, of course, that the price could sort of drop, come back to there and bounce back up. It could do that, or it could do something like just go straight up, which is quite likely, or it could crash down to this one here and then go up, maybe like that. I don't really know, to be honest, and what I want to be prepared for is basically a pullback of something like that, which is about 37%, and that equates to about $25,000. So I'd need to be in a trade where I could handle a $25,000 drop in the price of Bitcoin. Right, so that's not going to be a 10x leverage long or anything like that, is it? So what I started looking at was the price of Ethereum versus Bitcoin. And you can see here, if I put on the whole suite indicator, okay, this is on the 4-hour time frame. Whole suite indicator has gone very red, right? And if you put on the VWAP standard deviation version 2 mod, you can see where the VWAP bands are. And at the moment, we are right down here in the green part. Now that is when you sometimes see things like this happen, okay? Now the price of Ethereum against Bitcoin has been trending down since about the 8th of March. And zooming out even further, you can actually see this double bottom that I drew sometime last year. So I still am expecting the price of Ethereum relative to Bitcoin to go up quite a lot. Something like the price we're at now, okay? So for that reason, what I'm going to do, I'm going to swap some of my Bitcoin winnings into Ethereum and just hold it a spot, and then I'll decide what I want to do. And then I possibly might do some Ethereum longs. I'm going to use low leverage though, because I think Ethereum, when it does break out, it could go quite wild compared to Bitcoin. And you see even here, you've got like a sort of parallel channel, haven't you? So once again, the price could come down to here, to like 46,000 sats. Either way, I think Ethereum's going to be a fairly good long-term bet anyway. So I'm probably going to be holding some Ethereum in spot, but still the majority in Bitcoin. And then I'll be trading with Bitcoin, and I think I'll be trading with Ethereum as well. Although for the moment, I might just hold the Ethereum and see what happens. Now over in spot, I have actually been buying a few things on the recent dips as spot positions, not leverage. So I'll show you what I've got. I've got a lot of BGB. Now I've got that because I think it's useful. I think you can quite often use it for things like the launch pool, launchpad events. But if I see the price of BGB compared to Bitcoin go down a lot, I've generally been buying a bit of BGB. I also bought some AVAX, Avalanche I think, isn't it? I bought that, this lot 83 AVAX, I bought that when it was around about $3,000. That's now $5,249, so I'm really pleased with that. The caps I had already. I've got a little bit of Link, which I think Link's going to do well. I've got some Bitcoin there, ready to buy other altcoins if I think they're going to be good. So for example, I might change this into an Ethereum if I see the price compared to Bitcoin come down a bit further. I've got some eGold because I love it. I've got some Moonbeam that I had before. I've got little ones, I got a little bit of Veracity, VRA. I've got a little bit of Virtual Versions, VV. And then I've got tiny little bits of like, WIF and Pepe, and even got a bit of Floki. So I've got a few different spot positions as well, but they're the main ones: BGB, AVAX, caps, Link. That's it really. So what I'm waiting for is a big move some way or the other, and if it's going to be to the upside, I'm not going to worry too much because I've got Bitcoin and I've got Ethereum, and their assets are going to go up in value anyway, so that's okay. I'm not going to feel like I've missed out on a trade if all of a sudden we do get a $10,000 God candle. If we see a pullback like I'm expecting, I'm going to wait for the pullback, and then I'm going to go long when I think we're at the bottom. But I don't know where that's going to be. But I am looking at one of these levels here, maybe 51.5 or 43.2k for Bitcoin. Or it might not do that. I really don't know. This is probably the most useless crypto video you've watched today, isn't it? Nevertheless, I think you should give it a like. Anyway, none of this is financial advice, of course. But if you want to trade like this, even if you live in the UK, you can use Bitget. And if you want to get the best bonus available possible, use my link, which is savewith.crypto.org/Bitget. And that can get you up to a $30,000 trading bonus, depending on your deposit, obviously. If you want to just buy Bitcoin or any other crypto, I'd strongly suggest you have a look at Swissborg, which I also know that people in the UK have used to buy crypto. Swissborg is like an app on your phone that works as a complete kind of like exchange for spot holdings, that kind of thing. It's really good actually. It's done by some people who live in Switzerland. I've met them all. They're a really good team. They're great. I think my referral link still works. So if you go to savewithcrypto.org/Swissborg, I think you get these little scratch card things where you can win up to $100 worth of their token, which is called Borg. So it's worth doing that anyway. So if you've enjoyed the video anyway, please do give the video a like. Be super careful with like leverage and stuff. And don't be surprised if you see another $10,000 candle like we had the other week. It could happen either way. But any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe, all that good stuff. And above all, tell your friends.